Hello, YouTube. Wildcat Piper coming to you large as I swell up the entire screen, but it's for a reason. Today I'm going to be doing a VR to the Inked Piper. He's doing a giveaway. If you haven't subbed the Inked Piper, do so. Very cool guy. He served our country, so that makes him double cool to me. And I really enjoy his channel. And he's doing a giveaway. And I'm going to tell you a little bit about that in a second. First of all, I'm smoking my Savinelli Canadian. I chose this pipe partly because of what he's asked us to do is to talk about tattoos. And this has that, scarring or tattooing, if you want to say, into the pipe. And so I thought, well, this would be a good one to do. And in my Canadian, Savinelli Canadian, I am smoking Moonshine's mason jar, and I would show it to you, but my iPad is sitting on top of it to get a little bit closer to me so that I can show you one or two of my tattoos. I think this is a great VR response because it allows me to talk a little bit about one of my tattoos and how special it is to me. It is a memorial tattoo, one that I've dedicated to my father. My dad had passed away in 2014, June the 26th, and from Alzheimer's. And he was just a hero of mine. If you would talk to Bearcat Piper, my brother Scott, he would say the exact same thing. My dad was definitely our hero. He was just a great man. Treated my mom well, treated us well, put the family ahead of himself in so many ways and so many different times. Taught me how to treat ladies, taught me how to be a man, taught me how to be a husband by watching him. Just as in a dad, which I've never become a dad, but my brother has, and he is just a super, super man. His faith is, I wish I had his faith was strong. He was a teacher at my home church, and he was an elder in my home church, and he sold real estate. He worked in a factory. And he was my Little League coach from we taught all the way up, even through high school. He went to all of my football games. I started football in Pee Wee. He took me across town to play on a Pee Wee team, me and my brother. He was just there at all of our games, and he would work 16 hours a day and go sell real estate, go teach people at church. He was just an incredible, incredible person. You could not say that he was lazy. You could not say he was a deadbeat father. Those things would never be a description of my dad. So when he passed, I knew I was going to get a tattoo for him, and I knew it was going to be big, and I knew I wanted to honor him, and this is the tattoo I got. Let me explain this to you. The green here, it's the logo for the Alzheimer's Association. If you look at this part of the logo, it looks like a beaker. And they're talking, they have that to represent, getting into the medicine part of it and trying to find out what causes Alzheimer's and trying to find a way to deal with it and wipe it off the face of the earth. The second part of their logo looks like a human head because that's their other part of their mission is to apply the medicines and the thing to people who are suffering with Alzheimer's. They work with the people as well as the families, and I love that about that. And then I've got the purple ribbon. It's part of the Alzheimer's colors. This right here says Paps. That's kind of how we refer to my dad, especially his grandkids. This here is 626, which represents June the 26th when he graduated to heaven. And then on below that, there's a little saying. It says, "For such a time as this." And he had a bracelet on his arm. There's a blue bracelet, and on it said, "For such a time as this." And one day he was in the hospice, or they call it a rehab center, but I think it was just a place. It was where he died. And he was at the hospice, and it was about a week before he died, and I was at home, and I went out to at my mom's house, and I went out and sat on her porch, and in the fire box was that bracelet. And my dad would do things like that, with Alzheimer's. People would just do things. And he had taken it off his wrist and put it in the flower pot. So I took it out of the flower pot, and I went to my mom. I said, "Mom, can I have this?" And she said, "Well, of course." I kept it, and I had it on my wrist, for months, years. And I went in for colonoscopy, of all things, and I had to take everything off, and it got lost. But I'm just glad that I had it put on my arm for such a time as this, because it really kind of encompassed my father, especially after he got Alzheimer's, because I remember when he had to give up driving, he was okay with it. He just walked up to the guy, put his keys on the counter, and says, I'm just not going to drive anymore. I remember when he gave up his class teaching that he taught for years and years and years at church, because, he just couldn't put thought together. And that was probably the biggest love that he had. But he just did it. He did it with such bravery, such class. And I just can't tell you enough about who my father was. And so this is the tattoo that I have. Maybe you guys have seen it a time or two on my videos, just quickly. But this is it up close and personal, and it explains exactly why I got it. It took them 2.5 hours to do it, and that's okay. I just sat there for 5. Had it done once, and it was done very well, so I had it redone, and so they redid it and make it look better. And then real quickly, I have one over here on this side. It's a band. Yes, I did not stop it down underneath. This sucker hurt like crazy, but it's a crown of thorns, and above it says Yeshua, or Jesus. It's just part of another person I admire. It's Christ. The fact that he died for us is my belief, and also my belief is that he rose from the dead. So I keep that close to me. I have another one right here. It says Jehovah Jireh, which means God provides. And I've got an idea for one on my other arm. I just haven't done it yet. If you're a person who has tattoos, they're addictive. So, well, listen, thank you guys so much for listening. I love my dad and always will. And I know my brother feels the same way. And he's just a super, super person. So I wish you all could have met him. You would have just died. I mean, he was just such a joy to be around. Had a huge, loud laugh, smile, everything. And but anyway, if you have the opportunity, blow some smoke rings in the air today, my friends. But above all, be blessed. Talk to you soon.